Hello and welcome to Redefining the Significance of You Time for You, by you, because of you. My name is Denise Drinkwalter, and I'm an empowerment life coach supporting women around the world to lean in and realize the importance of you. The goal of this channel is to provide you, the viewer, with some takeaways that will help you shift, change, reevaluate, and or become way more aware of what is possible. We have a variety of incredible guests who will be sharing their life experiences that have helped them become the beautiful human beings that they are today. Every one of us, sometime in our lives, has that infamous free time that we feel guilty, embarrassed, and or wrong for taking out time for ourselves. Well, we are absolutely here to help you change that and see what is possible for you, by you, because of you. It is an honor and a privilege to have Katherine Knight with us today. It was 6 years ago when Katherine took her mother in when she was diagnosed with dementia. She learned everything she could by interviewing other caregivers of dementia loved ones. She took classes, she read books, and she watched videos. She actually even ended up writing a book, Chaos to Calm: Parents' Dementia Journey, which has sold in 6 countries. She has impacted over 1,000 caregivers' lives um, and helped them move from confusion and anger, being overwhelmed or anxious, and she teaches them simple caregiving tools specifically to care for those with dementia so they can feel confident, calm, back in charge of their lives, and up level the care they're providing for their loved ones. Holy smokes, I can't wait to talk to you today, Katherine.
Thank you.
So great to have you with us today. How in the world do people as caregivers give back to themselves? Where does the time fit into all of that? How does that happen?
Well, we work with them to teach them they need to do that. It's so very, very important
Mm,
for them to be in control and to give a great job and dignity to their loved one. It's important that they have the time for themselves and they give themselves that dignity by having something fun. We actually have a session that we teach about finding things they like to do, how they can get balance in their life, how they can take care of them, because you can't take care of others if you're not taking care of yourself.
Do you find that people who want to work with you are at their wits end, or do you find people trying to be proactive, or is it a balance?
I do, and I work with them, and that's the whole thing. When we first started this company, we found so many people were so overwhelmed physically and mentally, and taking them away from that, getting them to the point that they know themselves. They know that they're doing the best they can as a care hero, as I call them. That care
Oh,
hero does it. They take care of themselves so they can take care of their loved one.
I love that term, care hero.
Thank
I
you.
love that. That's so brilliant because really, at the end of the day, that's exactly what it takes, right? And to fill yourself up, because we can't fill from an empty cup, can we?
Hmm.
Yeah.
Truly. And you're on the right track. You are excellent at that because that's so important. Because if you don't do that, you can't empower yourself. How are you going to empower someone else?
Yeah, exactly, right? Yeah. It's so interesting. Do you find that when you have do you do this in community, like when you do your courses, is it a group of people that come in, or how does that work?
Well, I do it both ways. We have some people who have specific needs, and so we do some one-on-one calls
Nice.
with clients, and then
Yeah.
we also have a virtual Zoom class that we teach. So we try to cover each person because we know if someone gets in too large of a group, they don't feel heard, and we want to make sure they're heard. So our groups are
Mm,
small.
love that. Love that. Um, Tell me how your connection with your mom through her journey, what did that look like? Is there anything that there's something that you really want to make sure our viewers hear and understand? I know probably every journey is different, but if
Mhm.
there's some kind of light you can share to those who are listening.
Well, I actually do a lot of workshops on what we call, the caregivers who care for a loved one, 3 steps to their Zen zone. And what I
Mm,
do within that is I give them those 3 steps that they can, build themselves back up. They can feel like they're calm again. Because if you're struggling and you're angry, it's going to make the loved one with dementia, they're going to feel it. And you've got to be in that calm Zen zone so that you can make them experience that same feeling. And
mm,
that's really what we work very hard to do. We do those without any cost because that's so very important to the care heroes that they get that 3 steps to their Zen zone. And
I
I've been
love
doing that for
that.
quite a while now, and it's been very effective for them. It's basic, simple tools that people don't necessarily think about, but we are able to explain it to them and they can take it away and they can feel better.
That's incredible. You know, you're talking about the energy piece, and I used to work with children with high needs emotional behavior disorders,
Mm. Hmm.
really struggling with self regulation. And boy, oh boy, they were definitely a mirror to what they saw and felt
Yes.
in our energy.
Hmm. They do. And you're right. They pick it up and they feel it too. And while the loved one with dementia, if it's advanced dementia, they don't understand it. All they know is they end up mirroring it back. And that's where you got to be careful. One of the
Ah,
things when I first took on caring for my mother, I heard I had to change. Well, wait a minute. Spent a lot of years building myself up to who I am. And now we can tell care heroes they don't have to change. They just need a few tools that they can reshape it and they can care for that loved one and be able to give them that feeling back.
wow. That is powerful. I love that. That is
Thank
that is a keeper. That is a keeper. That comment right there that you don't have to change, right?
Right, you don't. Because if you're going to spend time on yourself, building yourself better, empowering yourself, you know, you're working with women, older women, and so many of them have devoted their lives to their families, their husbands, and they're all wrapped up into that and they haven't found themselves. And if you've spent time bringing yourself out and feeling yourself and empowering yourself to, you can give so much more then too, but it's also to bring it into your heart and your head.
Mhm.
And that's where we want to do it for the care heroes so that they do feel that too. They feel empowered, they feel happy. They have a chance to laugh. My husband and I have my mother and my mother-in-law with dementia. So we have two of them in the house at opposite ends of the house, but we still can laugh. We can still
Wow.
have fun and joke but we give them great care and we give them that dignity that they deserve because they took care of us when we were young. We're going to take care of them when they get older. And that's so important, that circle of life.
I love that. And I am sure there are viewers who are listening to saying that's exactly what I want to do, but I have no idea that I could do that. I don't think. Do you find that people are like, I'm not sure I can do this?
Well, we go over that. We talk to them about their
Okay.
options.
Hmm.
Not everyone is set up to be a care hero, but even if they're in assisted living, you go visit them, you give input to them, you spend time with them. You still need those tools too to talk with them.
Yeah, I love that. I love that. You still get to be involved in their lives, no matter
Yes.
what level of care they're receiving and who they're receiving it from.
Mhm,
You
mhm.
still get to be a part of their journey. I love
Correct.
that. Yeah, that's so, so good. The name of your book, did that take a while to come up with, or was it really like, I know what this is going to be called?
We tried a few different titles, and then we finally nailed that one. It was like one of those in the middle of the night. Oh my gosh, Dimension Journey. Oh my gosh, that's it. Oh my gosh, let's go. I'm literally texting everybody at 2 o'clock in the morning saying, I think we got it. I think we got it. I think we got it. Oh yeah, we're good.
I love that. It just resonates. I mean, when I read it, I'm like, ooh, I've got to get a copy of that book. Not that I'm dealing with it, but who knows, right? Who knows? I think there probably are tips and strategies that you have that you've shared just even in our conversation today about knowing some of those strategies to stay calm and to avoid the chaos and deplete the chaos, because we can create chaos in seconds,
Mhm.
our own selves, without anybody else helping, right?
We can. Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah. If I could see viewers, I'd say put your hand up in the audience if you know what I'm talking about, right? We could create our own chaos. So let's go to calm. I am sure the techniques and strategies that you share with your care heroes will benefit more than just being a care hero. What I'm hearing you say is giving back to yourself, right?
It is. It is. And part of it is
Mm-hmm.
life lessons that people don't think about. You
Mm-hmm.
know, you can say, showing respect or distracting you know, what do you do when they become agitated? How do you handle that? Well, my husband is one that just walks away. He doesn't engage.
Yeah.
That's not a skill I know very well. I engage. But how do I engage now? Now I distract, like with my mother. I'll bring out a picture book, or would you like some ice cream? And that's a winner right there. I mean, no matter what's going on, how upset she is, you offer ice cream, it changes the world for her.
Wow. That's brilliant. That reminds me of what I used to do when my kids were really little, and I'm like, oh, over here, whoop, and it's gone, right?
It is. And sometimes people will compare someone with advanced dementia to a 2 or 3-year-old because it's that mindset. They would rather have cookies, candies, and ice cream, but they can't. They got to have a balanced meal to keep them so their muscles stay strong so they can, my mother's 92 and she gets up and she comes in the living room each day. Oh my gosh. You know, that's amazing to me. I want to
Yeah.
I want to be that strong at 92. But her
Right?
mind isn't there. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Is it hard for you to watch the process happening as a care hero, or how do you?
Mhm. In the beginning, it was, and that's what I had
Okay.
to learn because one of the first steps to 3 steps to your Zen zone is grieving for the loved one that you used to have. They're no longer there. And when I was first told you have to grieve for your mother, I thought, well, my mother's alive. What's your problem? And then I slowly understood that my mother is different now. I'm in charge. My mother can't be in charge. She was the matriarch of the family, but she doesn't even know her last name.
Mhm.
So you know, we see that now, and so she can't be in charge. I have to be the one in charge to take
Yeah,
care of her, make sure she takes her pills, make sure she gets up and goes to the bathroom, make sure she eats balanced foods and
yeah.
things like that. So that's where that difference is, and that's what once in a while she'll have a moment of clarity. It's the most
Mhm.
amazing thing, and I always think I should have asked her for that password.
Yeah.
But I have power of attorney, so I can take care of everything for her, which I recommend to my care heroes too,
Yeah.
is because you got to take care of everything. And I make sure she gets what she needs. And that's important. I mean, she took care of me when I was young. I'm going to take care of her now.
Hmm. Amazing, amazing, so powerful, and so important, that it is a process, and
Hmm.
grieving is part of it. Because, like you say, you lose the figure that you have grown up with for years, right?
Yes.
Yeah,
Hmm.
yeah. Do you find, and I don't know if this is common or not, but do you find that, I'm sure there's different stages of dementia and it goes differently for different people in terms of how quickly?
Hmm. There
Would that be
are.
true? Okay.
There's seven levels of the most common way of diagnosed with dementia is 7 levels. Like my mother's like 6 1/4. She's very advanced. My mother-in-law is a 3 going on 4,
Okay.
just starting. My mother can't remember anything more than 30 seconds.
Mhm.
My mother knows I'm somebody that cares about her, but doesn't know that I'm her daughter or my name, which is okay. She knows I love her. She knows I take care of her. And that's
Mhm.
the most important piece. My mother in law, she still questions. She wants to go home. Well, she can't.
Right.
When she caught the stove on fire, she didn't take care of her yard. She didn't clean her house. She fell multiple times. And then she lost her purse, but she really didn't. She had put it in the closet. So, so all those
Yeah.
pieces we put together saying, okay, you can't live on your own any longer. And
Mhm.
so each piece, when I work with my clients, I explain that they're all different, but they're all the same somewhat too.
Okay. Yeah.
There's a lot of problems with
Yeah.
hygiene, with food, with wanting to go home. Those are some of the most common issues that they experience
Yeah.
at all different levels. Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah. And so that's part of what you do is help the caregivers through those tough times, not
absolutely.
knowing what to do. Yeah. Beautiful.
Hmm.
Beautiful. Beautiful. I love this. You've talked a few times about a workshop about finding your Zen, right?
Hmm.
Is there something that's coming up for that workshop again, or how often do you run those?
I run it about every 2 weeks. And so
Oh,
we have
wow.
one coming up June 24th, and then we're going to do another one 2 weeks from there and 2 weeks to there. It's just to kind of get the basics out there so people understand.
Sure.
And
Yeah.
then we'll do a 30-minute call if they'd like and try to talk their specific challenge. And that
Nice.
specific challenge may get them to the point that will help them one step further.
Love it. Love it. And I'm assuming that we would be able to share that because we do have in the show notes the ways that they can contact you. Would that be in your website that shares when those are or how they can access to join you for that?
Yes, yes,
Okay,
and they can always reach out to me through email, or I'm on Facebook. That
perfect.
gets posted
Okay.
there on Facebook every time
It,
we do it. Yeah,
okay, perfect. So in the show notes, if you're watching and you're like, I need this, I can't do it this June 24th, but I'm going to put it in for 2 weeks later. Make
yeah,
sure that you sign up below in the show notes here. I've got all that information so that people can access you, send you an email. I believe you shared as well. So if they need or have any questions, they can definitely contact you, right,
yes.
Catherine?
Mhm.
Love that. Where do they get your book from? Where do
It's
they
on
get you?
Amazon, and
Okay.
if they Kindle Unlimited, it's free.
Did you hear that? Kindle Unlimited. It's free. Yay. Awesome. That's brilliant. Perfect. And it's in 6 countries. I'm sure is it going wider now or it should be.
I haven't looked lately. I was just amazed when I saw it was 6 countries. Oh my goodness! But this is a problem that's growing around the world. Around the world, it's in every country. I used to host international students, and one of my students had a grandmother with dementia, and we talked about it.
Yeah,
It's it
absolutely.
it doesn't matter what country it is, they have a problem with dementia.
Yeah.
And it's sad, but people are living longer
Yeah.
and
Mhm.
but their brains aren't hanging on as long. And they say once you get to 80, up to 50% have dementia.
Okay.
So that's where it's really impacting. And, a day doesn't go by that I don't meet someone who has
I'm
somebody with
sure.
dementia. And
I'm
it's
sure.
sad, but it can be done with dignity. And that's what we
Mm.
want for everyone is it's done with dignity, that nobody's
Yeah.
unhappy. Nobody's
Yeah.
unhappy.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And I think you're exactly right. It is it considered a disease
it
or is it
is. Bottom line, it's when the gray cells in the brain turn white. And how do they turn white? There's many different reasons for it. Some it's because of strokes. It's very common. My mother, in particular, it's because she had a lot of strokes,
Mhm.
and so she's considered to have advanced white matter disease.
Gotcha.
Um, so hers is different. There's frontal lobe, there's Lewy body, there's many types of Alzheimer's dementia,
Right.
but
Okay.
a lot of them respond about the same way.
Yeah. Okay.
Lewy body's a little different, but we teach to that too.
Oh,
So
wow.
it's just each one is so different,
Right.
and the only one that can truly diagnose that somebody has dementia is a neurologist.
Okay.
But there are signs. You have a general idea. We have a sheet that lists what are the general things that are happening with old age versus dementia, so
I
that you
love
can
that.
kind of see what the difference is. One example would be if you lose your keys and you can backtrack to where you left them, that's old age. If you
Yeah.
lose your keys and you don't remember you lost your keys,
Yeah.
that's leaning towards dementia.
Great example. I love that. Yeah. I love that. And do you get that sheet you were referring to by accessing you through the course? Is
Yes, it
that how the,
is.
yeah,
Mhm. Yeah, we have
fantastic.
in our course, we have multiple sheets. One we have is how to find resources, how to find time for yourself,
Mm.
how
For you,
to,
by you, because of you, right?
yeah. So we do
Hmm.
all that because we're working to make it as easy as we can for our clients. Because when I wrote the book, it was to help others, but I found many people didn't have time to read. They might have time for a 5 to 7 minute video.
Yeah.
That might be a little bit easier. So that's why we went to the course and we kind of went down
Beautiful.
that path.
Love that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Being able to meet them where they're at, which is really key in terms of good coaching. So awesome job, Catherine. Really well done.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
How do you stay calm when caring for your mother who has dementia?
Um, make sure that each day I wake up before everyone gets up. I have my cup of coffee. I sit on the back deck, and I just it's not really meditating, but it's just being calm and
Yeah,
making that decision that it's a new day and it's a great new day. I personally don't want a bad day to start. I want a great day, new day to start, and I take that and I build from it. And then I get up, and then it's at 9 o'clock. It's go get mom changed and get her breakfast. We might be changing the linens, we might not. Who knows? But we're going to get the day started.
nice.
And and she's saying thank you for caring for me, and
Mm,
that's the way we started out, and it's calm. And
yeah,
then we know that every 2 hours we're going to feed her, and we know what to do. And I have a caregiver that comes in,
yeah,
um, so I can go to work.
yeah,
And so I'm very blessed with having a wonderful caregiver for my mom, and
nice.
who takes care of my mom and my mother-in-law now.
Yes, yes. Wow. I love what you're saying there. What I heard you say was you get up early
Hmm.
and you sit and take time for you, by you, because of you. Nobody else is part of that you time. And
Yeah,
that's exactly why we have this show, to show people how important that time is.
it is.
And it is, isn't it? And we don't give ourselves that time. We feel
Mhm.
like we are robbing somebody else. But listen to what Catherine is saying. When you fill your cup, it starts your day off right. If you don't do it in the morning, you do it at night, you do it during the day. And Catherine mentioned, it's kind of like meditating, but it's not actual meditation. It is a form of meditation where you just clear your mind and you just become mindful and just be in the present moment and create your intentions for the day. So fantastic. I absolutely love having this conversation with you, Catherine. You are
Thank you.
so needed in this world, and I am so grateful you have not only written this book, but have created course and support for people to become care heroes and making sure they look after themselves in this parents' dementia journey that they will be on. If you are part of this container where you are watching a loved one with dementia, please reach out to Catherine. She is a gift of gold. You do not want to miss her. Reach out. We've got all the information below in the show notes. So go ahead, connect with Catherine. June 24th is her next workshop that she will have in that information in her website. Thank you so much for being here, Catherine. It is a pleasure to
Thank you.
have this conversation with you. And all the best as you continue your journey as a care hero. Thank you for leading the way.
And Denise, thank you for what you're doing too, empowering women, and that's so needed in this world too.
You're
So thank
welcome.
you.
You're welcome. Thanks for joining, everyone. If you are not subscribed to this YouTube channel, do it right now. There's amazing guests with all kinds of gifts to share with you. And if you are not following me on LinkedIn, TikTok, Instagram, and Facebook, make sure you follow me somewhere there. And have yourself a wonderful day. Make sure you spend time for you, by you, because of you every single day. Goodbye, everyone.